Hello. We are back. It's been a hot minute, almost a month now since our last episode, so welcome back to Out of the Vault. We had a good holiday here, and we are ready to kick things back off, doing the bi-weekly show. Patches are coming back, so we're going to be doing patch notes on the weekly now as well. We have, of course, joining us, the original Mountain Mama herself, Ariel. How are you doing today?
I'm phenomenal, and I had a really good joke lined up for this, but it's been forgotten. So
we killed it. Well, that's good enough.
It's been that
so
long
holidays,
that I forgot about it. So
I've been saving this joke for a month, and now I can't remember it.
Oh, I think it was going to be one of those. Well, we haven't done this since last year.
Oh, dad jokes.
God.
Oof.
You're
I'm
fired.
glad you forgot that. Yeah, fired. That's it, folks. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time.
There's no next time, Duke. We're quitting.
Yeah, that's it. Hanging it up. We're done.
Oh my God, I ended Out of the Vault.
One dad joke too far. So I know your holidays went well. Yeah.
Yeah.
New Year's and everything.
It was definitely
Awesome.
good. Yeah.
Good. And Daniel Son Carter here. He is with us, joining us once again, as always. How you doing, Dan?
I'm really trying to remember how to podcast, because it's been a while.
Yeah, it has been a while. Well, you're doing
it's like my first
good
time
so
all
far.
over again, Duke.
Jesus.
I'll go
It's
easy
been a
on you,
month.
don't worry. We'll make this as painless as possible. Speaking of painless as possible, let's talk about this. We are recording this on Thursday, the 10th of January, and they just dumped a huge patch, a couple days early at that. And we would normally do this as a patch notes show, but since we're here and talking about it, we're just going to talk about it on this episode.
Woo.
So we're going to run down our highlights.
We're going to
from
run down the
patch.
whole list. You're going to be here for 3 hours.
No.
Buckle up, kids.
Pass. Gotta go.
No, we're just going to cherry pick out our favorite bits of it because the whole patch is basically a quality of life patch, more or less. But we're going to talk about the bigger points that we think are really, really awesome. And after that, we're going to jump into talking about how we play the game, what our character builds are, builds that we've seen that we're interested in, and just how it really allows for flexible gameplay from person to person and being able to swap in and out of different play styles kind of on the fly. And then after that, I think we're going to talk about some of our favorite stories from Fallout 76. Because despite what some people say, there's a lot of really good story in the game.
Oh, yeah.
And it's layered in there in various ways. And if you don't look for it, you might not find it. But it's there and it's pretty damn good. So we'll talk about some of that. And then we will wrap things out with our usual shout-outs and social promotions, etc., etc. Speaking of shout-outs, though, before we get started, we received a couple pieces of really fantastic fan mail right around the holidays.
Did.
And I just wanted to give two really good shout outs to some of our friends over on Xbox. Go Stella, if you're listening. I'm not going to read the whole email because I didn't get permission, but that message really, really made us smile. And thank you so much. It was really, really good.
Yes, thank you.
And then we also had, we've got some people that have joined us on Discord, and they've been really cool in chat, kind of hanging out and just putting in their kind of their 2 cents on things. So a big shout out to Obtuse over on our Discord server, and also to Smarty711, our community contributor and all around good guy. He's going to be possibly joining us as well in a couple of weeks as our first guest host on the show. So pretty exciting. So go Stella over on Xbox and Obtuse. Thanks so much. You guys rock. And if you have anything you want to say to us, fan-wise, complaints, whatever, hit us up on Twitter at Out of Vault Show or outofthevaultshow@gmail.com.
Oh, yeah, I got a lot of complaints. It's been a month. Too long.
I will file that under you're the host.
I think we
Suck
have
it up, Buttercup.
we have an HR department. It's actually the trash can. You can file your complaints as necessary, Daniel.
Yeah,
I
the
have,
cylindrical
it's full.
file that goes into a shredder.
No, I said get rid of the complaints, not get me out of here.
Oh.
If we get an anonymous complaint that you're a problem, you might be replaced. So
Joke's on you. I'm irreplaceable.
Aw.
yeah, it is true. Actually, we can't find anybody that would be willing to spend so much goddamn money on merchandise. So
Oof. Anyway.
let me Allow me to re-rail the podcast.
Perfect. Thank you.
So the big thing today, obviously, day of recording, it's our first patch of the new year, first patch for January, and they teased a little bit before this patch about kind of what their plans are for 2019, mentioning
yes, the January 14th update.
Exactly, which is now
Can't see
January
my
10th.
eye roll, can you?
No, I can feel it though. It feels a little bit dirty. All right, so they basically teased out new weekly in-game events, new quests, new vaults opening, a new PvP mode, player vending, and much more. And then they said nothing else about what any of that's going to be. So we can speculate all as much as we want, but we know some stuff. We know that the vaults are raids based on what people have done cleverly in the game to get inside those vaults. But none of that's in this patch. That's all stuff down the line for later this year.
Which, thank goodness, because let's get that quality of life done, then get the more content in.
Yeah. But so what did we get today? A whole lot. They say it's over 150 bugs fixed. I didn't count them in the patch notes, but I'm going to take that to be pretty true because it's a long, long list.
Very long.
A couple of highlights here. Big one. The first one I put on my list was they fixed an issue where items could be duplicated. So, yes. Sorry, Dubers. You got nerfed. Hopefully it's no longer an issue. And for anybody that doesn't think item duping is really a big deal within the game, if you're in law, you can go into a server and it suddenly says that server disconnected, controls disabled or whatever it is. That's because there's somebody bombing the server with item duping and it's crashing it. So not only does it affect the economy, but affects the stability of the game in a big, big way. So hopefully that won't be an issue anymore. Anybody thoughts on nerfing the dupers?
No DDoS is good.
Yeah, no DDoS.
I'm happy because that means that I can finally trade with people and not have it crash while trading with people. Or say, for instance, I go to drop something for somebody and it falls through the world because the server disconnects. Not happy that's happened twice.
Yeah, wow, that sucks. So on top of what they already say they're doing for more stability, we also have the increased stability, hopefully from no more duplication. Hooray. And that was my biggest concern with their mention of player vending in the future is, I mean, the dupes items are out in the wild now. Unless they eliminate those, it's still going to be kind of a thing, but at least it's not going to be a continued thing unless they find another clever way to do it.
It seems like it's probably going to be a controlled thing only because those people are kind of now, what's the word? Social,
outcasts, ostracized.
There's a really pretty word and it sounds really fancy. Man. Oh boy.
I thought we were family friendly, Duke.
Me too.
I'll bleep it, don't worry.
It's been twice now. Oh.
I'll bleep it, it's fine.
It's not a matriarch. It's oh my god. No, it sounds like that. It sounds like one word. Right. No, it'll hit me in like 10 minutes, but like...
Okay, we'll get back to it then. When it hits you, just blurt it out of context.
We'll work around it. We'll like do some audio finessery.
Maybe meaning Duke will edit it out, yeah. So after that, our next kind of the big one, I know this was a big one for Ariel and myself. It's cryptic, but the power armor light has been made brighter.
Woohoo!
Ooh, the light on the top of the power armor's gotten brighter.
Yep. So we don't know how much brighter, but we'll find out, I suppose. And I really hope this means that what I consider required mod for any power armor of bright headlamp now becomes even brighter headlamp.
TM.
In game. Yeah. If they don't change the mod's name to that, it's literally unplayable. Power armor light has been made brighter. No more living in the shadows and missing stuff because you couldn't see what you were doing.
You know what?
I really hope.
Sorry. A great little addition onto that would be if you exit the game with your headlamp on, rejoin the game with your headlamp on, or maybe having something like that just because I don't constantly remember to put it on, especially if I rejoin and it's already bright out, but I still like to see things because I have bad eyesight. I don't know. Just an idea.
Oh, no. As somebody that server hops a lot, I'm constantly turning it back on and off. So having it stay on when you leave it on, basically, yeah, that'd be nice.
Persistence, yeah.
Ooh, yeah. There's that big fancy word you were looking for.
It's one of them.
Yeah, keeping grenades equipped is always. I'm surprised that hasn't been fixed already because that's been around since forever.
The amount of things I've bashed instead of thrown. I'm like, oh yeah, I got Molotovs for this, and then I just swing my weapon.
Can I just really fast? The word is pariah. Social pariah.
Ah, fancy.
Pariahs. Yes, there we go.
That's exactly what I was trying to. I had to think of the scarlet letter. Sorry, my New York just came out.
Scarlet letter.
Oh, that'd be hilarious if everybody that was known that would like they identified as duplicating items got like a giant red D slapped on them. No matter.
Yeah.
We got slapped by a giant red D.
All right. Anyway, back on track here. Next up, kind of in our highlights for the patch notes, everybody knows that White Springs is a really popular nuke zone because of all the glowing ones that pop up. And that's partially because they give like 500 XP per kill. And no longer. According to the patch notes here, glowing ones will no longer grant erroneous large amounts of XP. Dev note, glowing ones were granted large XP boss rewards, making them highly exploitable when combined with nuke zones.
Can I just mention that I love that they're adding these dev notes in? I love it.
Yes, you can mention it.
It's and some of this stuff, it's good to see kind of what they were, it's sort of a, why did we patch this? And here's why. I like it, yeah.
Well, yeah, I think patch notes should always be that sort of behind-the-scenes look. Like, nobody reads patch notes unless something's really wrong and they want to see it's fixed, or they want to know what's going on behind the scenes. So I think having the dev notes in will be amazing for that.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. And in this case, too, I could see where people might be a little bit confused as to what are they talking about, and that's what it is. So we may see White Springs become a little bit safer for people, less nuking.
No.
But we'll just have to see how much of the XP they really remove, because really 500 per kill was ridiculous and broken. That is now gone. And what else is also gone is really heavy bobby pins. The bobby pins. I'm
going to log on again, and my character's going to go on from like 200 pounds to like 20.
Yeah. The bobby pins are reduced from 0.1 pounds to 0.001 pounds, just like real life.
That's what we call one heck of a nerf.
Yeah. So I don't have half a pound of bobby pins in my pocket anymore.
I got like 0.005.
Yeah, right. Next up here, crafting the hardened mass no longer will be scrapped when scrap all junk is selected.
Thank God.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming.
Well, because I've been trying to make you Violet Flux stabilized, right? And I have a whole bunch, but then I'll accidentally go and, scrap all junk, and bing, bang, boom. Next thing I know, the 5 hardened masses I have harvested are gone.
Yeah, I've seen that one. I've seen that one talked about a lot, and I've done it myself, so.
It's bothersome.
No longer.
But I'm happy to see that they fixed it.
Yes, did a big complaint. And then we've got overall repair costs have been lowered for both weapons and armor. Don't know how much they've been lowered by, but that's pretty cool. Just quality of life improvement right there. Everybody has to fix stuff eventually, so. Good.
Oh, this next fix. The workshops fixed issues where enemies at some workshop locations would spawn underground, making the workshops unclaimable. Charleston Landfill, Lakeside Cabins, and Sunshine Meadows.
So I'm really bothered by this fix.
Why is that?
May I share?
Oh, absolutely.
So this was a fun exploit that me and a couple of other dwellers in the vault liked to utilize, especially when it's Sunshine Meadows, because that's the really awesome unradiated food. Not that I have that issue anymore because now I'm using Lead Belly. More on that later. But when you have that event keep popping up to defend the workshop, it'll stop if an enemy is stuck in the ground and you can't kill it. So it perpetually keeps you in the state where you're not getting attacked by anything anymore, and you can keep producing a large quantity of, Salisbury steaks.
Oh, interesting.
So it was really nice to have. Cool that they fixed it. Like, life will go on. They already took away my Feed the People, so what worse could they do? But still better. Hashtag still better.
So they removed a exploit that you were exploiting.
It wasn't like,
what happened there?
I haven't been exploiting it recently. I don't think I've touched that workshop in like, God, I don't even think I've focused on workshops in a while, but it was definitely like a handy little trick. Like, it happened, so we would just let it happen. It's not like you could do anything about it either, because if you hop the server, someone else might have the workshop anyway.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. Like, you mentioned bothering with workshops, looping back around to server stability. I stopped caring about workshops because either A, I was going to server hop, which is what I do a lot, or B, it's, you don't know that 5 minutes after you take it, the server's not going to crash and kick you out anyway. So why bother putting in the effort? So
exactly. Maybe tonight I'll actually take over another workshop.
Yeah, see how the patch goes, and I might as well, just for fun.
Yeah, exactly. We'll test it. We'll test it, Bethesda. We'll test it.
Yeah, we'll test it for you.
They grant like good XP, so if you're trying to level up quickly. That's the only reason I was claiming them in the beginning.
The rewards from doing the defense waves tends to be plans for various stuff for your camp too. So it was a really good way to just get various plans to build stuff before it became kind of an unstable mess.
Yeah. So if you're like looking to expand your camp, it's definitely good to plan to take over a workshop.
I'll let that one pass. It was slight, and I'll let it go. Speaking of camps and workshops, placing power armor workbenches on a foundation will no longer cause them to place on the floor or ceiling above.
That's nice. It happens with a lot of stuff, though.
Yeah, it does. And I put this one in here as one of my highlights of the patch simply because I just rebuilt my camp earlier this week, and I had to just put my power armor station outside because I got so frustrated with trying to get the darn thing to go where it belonged. So, quality of life. And also with crafting, they fixed an issue where certain objects aren't able to be scrapped through the stored tab. I know a lot of people in the Vaults Discord server have mentioned that they have bugged out storage for their camp because they have a bunch of stuff that they can't get rid of that they never made in the first place. So hopefully that'll take care of that.
Oh man, that item duping. Like whenever anything wasn't placed on a foundation and you loaded into your camp, you'd get like a whole bunch of stored items.
Yeah, you got like doubles and triples of stuff. Yeah, that was like a couple patches ago that popped up.
It was, yeah.
But hopefully it will be rectified, or at least slightly better than it was anyway. And, this is a big one too. Legendary hunting rifles will now drop as loot.
Kind of excited. I want to see what I get.
Yeah, the Daniel and I were talking before the show about he's running rifle build, and
well,
you get some
my regular rifle build. My original character was pretty much a sneaky sniper dude.
Yeah, that's what I was going with, and then I found the majesty that is two-handed melee.
Praise be the two-handed melee. But no, just they weren't in the game for whatever reason, and hunting rifles after level 50 really dropped off because there were no legendaries for them, and everybody was running Gauss rifles instead. But now we can find those awesome 2-shot explosive hunting rifles for ridiculous amounts of sneaky crit damage.
Ooh, that's a good point.
Yeah, as if you go with
get like 300 crit damage or something, because my rifle does like 110, right? And I get like 2.5 on sneak.
But you do like I was saying earlier, if you got instigating 2-shot explosive, and then you got so instigating, you get the double damage, and then you get the sneak damage, and then any kind of critical stuff from VATS. It'll be very interesting to see how ridiculously powerful those things get.
Yeah, not good in PvP though.
No. Let's see here. Oh yeah, fusion cores. As someone who server hops a lot, looking for stuff at vendors and whatnot, I carry one fusion core because every time you joined a server, it just replenished right back to 100% every single time. No longer. Fusion cores will no longer replenish to full charge upon joining another world.
Oh, what?
So if you're living that power, so if you're living that power armor lifestyle, you might actually want to start saving a couple cores because they will actually drain properly. See here. Somebody just added one to our notes. What I got? Infinite load screen. Oh, yeah. They fixed an infinite load screen error that could occur when attempting to join a server on PC.
I definitely just added that because I just noticed it myself. I was like, wait a second.
Yeah, it doesn't happen too often, but I have had it a couple times, and just this week alone. So
it happened to Mike last night. He was like, and this kid joined. He's like, haha, I
Alt
joined
F4.
before you.
Alt F4.
Oh my god, it's been crashing his laptop so bad lately.
Oh, laptop.
Laptops. I still
Triggered.
Get out of here.
His PC Master Race sense kind of set him off there.
But it's a PC laptop. I'm so very concerned. Get your superiority complex out of my podcast.
It's our podcast. Thank you very much.
Get back in the trash, Daniel.
Oh, wow. Oof. It's a second big oof against Daniel this episode. Let's see here. So, yeah, no more infinite loading screens. That's a happy thing. And I put this next one, because I've run into it a lot. Line in the Sand, the event at the BOS headquarters. Basically, the event starts, you go up to a terminal, you trigger the event, and then you have to repair this little noisemaker. Basically, they call it a sonic generator that starts attracting and scorched. Every now and then it would bug out where you couldn't repair that thing and actually start the quest. So the timer would just count down from 20 minutes to 0 and you couldn't do anything about it. So that is fixed. Line in the Sand is going to work properly, hopefully, going forward.
I don't think I've ever done Line in the Sand, so I have nothing really to say on that. I wonder if they're going to nerf. You've done it once? Really? Is it? So what is it like?
Okay, so what happens is you go to, you've been to the asylum though, right? Where there's all the barricades and stuff in front of it, and there's a broken missile turret right there.
Yes. Oh wait, maybe I stumbled upon someone completing it and I helped briefly.
Yeah, it's basically what happens is you, there's a terminal kind of behind that missile turret. You access the terminal and you start the event, and then you have to go fix the sonic generator. Once that's fixed,
I always get the event start when I go there, and it's like I go there solo at level 30, level 40 something, and I'm like, okay, fight off the waves of Scorch, get the missile launcher started up, get the sonic generator started up, and then bam, I'm getting swarmed by 50 Scorched at a time, and 2 Scorch beasts at a time, and there's explosions everywhere, and I'm having to stop and repair everything every 4 minutes.
Yeah, that's about how the quest goes. You do the terminal, you fix a sonic generator, it emits this high-pitched tone that starts attracting and scorched. A scorched beast spawns and comes out of the ground. And you basically have to fight off waves of stuff while the event runs. And at the end, supposedly, I've read rumors that you can get plans for T51, T45, and T60 power armor to craft it. So that's why I've been running it, hoping to get T51 plans.
I wonder if they're going to nerf the uranium fever event.
How so? In what way?
Because a lot of people are kind of exploiting it to get those 2-shot explosive shotguns.
I've only done uranium fever a couple of times because all I get from legendaries is wooden armor that has horrible stats. So
Why does wooden armor exist?
I don't bother farming legendaries because I don't get anything from them. But then we do have the next patch coming up where they're supposed to be fixing even more stuff. So we'll see, maybe. I'm hoping that the whole duplication of things will make that less of an issue.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And then,
Another one. Lever action rifle now only reloads the correct number of ammo.
So.
Oh. Yeah, that was a complaint that a lot of people had for Daniel. Why don't you give us a rundown on what exactly was happening?
So, Fallout 4 introduced the lever action rifle as a main weapon in the Fallout games. When you reload the lever action rifle, even if you've only shot 1 round of ammo, you have to stick every single bullet in there. Which, let me tell you, if you reload a lever action rifle with more than the correct amount of ammunition, you will start to squish the bullets, and then the gun will misfire. I know that from experience.
So you're saying that's a bug that's been in the game since Fallout 4, and they finally fixed it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go. And I looping back to rifles too, a lot of people are using lever actions in lieu of hunting rifles because they were legendary lever actions. Mm-hmm. So kind of a nice thing.
Interesting.
But yeah, I mean, it's like, you know how when you fire one round from the shotgun, you only load one shell? Like, you fire one round from the lever action, you're like sticking 5 or 6 rounds in there instead of just one.
Cramming bullets in there, which way?
Yeah, you'll break bullets. Like real life.
That's a good one. Any other things that stand out to you guys that you want to talk about, or should we move right along?
I couldn't think of anything else. I feel like we really touched upon the biggest issues at hand, and I'm really happy about the bobby pins and the brighter headlamp, so I'm satisfied. Thanks, Bethesda.
The ballistic fiber.
Oh yeah, I didn't talk about that one.
Yeah, component qualities required to repair mid to high level armor and weapons have been reduced up to 20%. Dev note repair costs scale with level, and there's room to reduce costs at higher levels, so that's good. Anti-ballistic fiber becomes required for armor at level 25 instead of previously at level 20.
Good quality of life.
Yeah. Ballistic fiber now also required for repairing armor at level 25 and above instead of previously at level 20.
Interesting.
Because ballistic fiber is just, it's not easy to come by at any level.
No.
There's no really great spots to get it reliably in mass quantities. So
besides Camp McClintock.
Which even then, you're not going to get a ton of them.
No.
But, yeah, especially for people at lower levels, level 20 and 25, you're not going to a lot of places where you're going to get that stuff too regularly. So that's a nice quality of life fix too.
Man, your level 20 and 25 was different than mine.
Probably.
I'm pretty sure I was over in Meyer at level 20.
I was
no.
Just chilling in Charleston.
I was level 20. I'm pretty sure I was still doing stuff in Ash Heap at 20. So
yeah, same. Slow rolling.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, by the end of beta, I had been to all the different areas of the map.
But now look who's behind.
Yeah, very behind.
I got to play beta for like 6 hours totals because I was on vacation when beta dropped, so it was kind of saw the little bits that I could see. But yeah, I've certainly made up for it now. Yeah, so with the patch, the size of a patch, we don't want to discuss every single thing. So, and this isn't to say the stuff that we picked out is the most important stuff, just the stuff that stands out to us. So if we didn't discuss a thing that you think is a really big deal as a listener,
yeah,
doesn't mean
guys,
it's not important.
It's taken us half an hour to get through like 10 points. I don't think you want us to go through the whole list.
Exactly.
But by all means, if there's something that you want us to focus on, just shout out at us and let us know, and we'll definitely be like,
we'll make a 5-minute special just for your point.
No, we'll share, or maybe we felt the same and we didn't even notice it. So
yeah, it's possible. There's a lot of stuff here. Exactly. Yeah, Twitter, the email, the website, whatever you want to do, just say, hey, you guys missed this, or this is actually really cool and you guys didn't even talk about it.
Yeah,
that would be good.
I ain't no holla back girl, but holla back at us.
There you go. Here's one that I missed that's pretty cool. Consuming berry mentats now correctly shows a purple glowing aura around players and creatures.
That's so cute.
Oh wait,
yeah,
around other creatures because it's got like detect life or whatever.
Yeah, I think so.
That's awesome.
Now correctly show purple glowing auras around players and creatures.
You know what's really weird? I had a dream about that last night.
What?
Holy crap! Oh my god!
You had a dream about purple auras from berry mentats.
I had a dream about mentats.
Oh my gosh!
You got a problem.
Yeah. No. I don't have a problem. I have. Well, yeah, I do.
I thought I played this game a lot. Oof.
I have to tell you guys about that later on at a different time. But no, I definitely had a dream that the Mr. Handy and Mr. Gardner robots in White Springs were glowing purple. I'm psychic.
Wow. Well, that's content for another episode.
Next episode, see us talk to Ariel about her problems.
Ariel bubble.
Yeah. So, Mr. Gardner, do we need to get Mr. Therapy in here too? Is that, or you guys wanted stuff for joke outtake reels? Here, we got it.
Perfect.
Nurse
I'm definitely going to use that
up in here.
Aw. Let's talk about our builds, shall we?
Let's talk about our builds. Maybe if we can get off of this patch stuff. So, something that we had one of our people on Discord had brought up, and we had really wanted to talk about for a while, was how much flexibility there is in the game to let people kind of play how they want to play. And not only that, but being able to switch between different builds fairly easily with the way the perk system works. It's a new system to Fallout, and I think it's pretty good. So we wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about our builds that we've seen that we think are pretty cool, and just kind of go into that a little bit. So Ariel, why don't you start us off with how do you play and et cetera, et cetera?
Well, so I started out as a sniper build. We'll start there. When the level 50 hit, and we didn't have the respec option yet. I think we got that when I was at like level 60 or something. But I've been kind of working around stuff. Mostly, I had a lot of points in strength and charisma and intelligence. I've mostly switched everything I had in perception over to strength. So I'm going away from the sniper build, and I'm focusing more on shotgun and melee, just because I feel like there's a big meta there right now, especially for player versus player. Not that I do that. I do like to indulge in a fisticuffs every so often.
Yes, the old-timey fisticuffs.
With friends, though. With friends. Please don't run up to me and smack me.
Yes, guys.
If you see Ariel,
smack women.
If you see Ariel has fins on your server, run up and give her a hefty slap and say,
"No,
I challenge these to fisticuffs."
No, just wave at me and we'll sing together. It'll be great. But
there we go.
I'd rather be engaged in fisticuffs.
Whatever. I'll fight you, Daniel. So I'm right now. A couple of my favorite perk cards that I utilize. I have been obsessed with Lead Belly and Radical, just because now I am this lean, green, drinking water out of a creek, eating irradiated meat, grilling machine. It's great. I don't take any extra rads, but I try to keep myself at like half rads, half health point. And the more rads I get, the better, because with Radical, you gain, I think it's 5 points to your strength.
It maxes out at 5 points.
Yeah, max 5 points with the more radiation you have, which is amazing.
I think it's 430 rads gives you all 5 points.
Wow. So I definitely get close to that, but I won't try it with my excavator armor on, just because apparently I died twice yesterday from an Assaultron with my excavator power armor on. Anyway, I don't want to talk about it, but those two are really great. And
those Assaultron's melee attacks, even in T51, which has the highest physical resistance in the game, it still hurts. So
it does. And then it's crazy. And then I also, for whatever reason, I'm obsessed with missile launchers. I like making things go boom. So my next couple of perks are going to be going into the bandolier, I think it's pronounced. I think it's bandolier. Bandolier?
But that's just for ballistic ammo, though. Does that count for missiles as well?
I'm pretty sure it's a ballistic, isn't it? I don't know. I guess I'll try it. I honestly don't know. I'll see. I have no clue either. I'm not good at guns. Guns go pew pew, and I like video games. So I have no clue. Correct me if I'm wrong, though.
They go bang bang.
Oh, sorry. Guns go bang bang.
Lasers go pew pew.
Lasers do go pew pew.
I don't use guns or explosives or anything.
Makes a lot of splashing noises.
Oh my god, I saw a Scorch Beast Queen get gooed, guys. I witnessed that. But so that's going to be my next perk adventure, is going to be testing that theory out. But I'm definitely pouring everything into strength and charisma, just because I team up a lot. I like being on teams.
Meanwhile, I have no friends.
Stop. You're just never online. I'd play with you.
It's an excellent segue into Daniel. What's your current go-to setup for general play?
Well, my main character, when I first started, was kind of a jack of all trades, sneaky shoopy, sneaks around, shoots some stuff, sneaks around, shoots some more stuff. and then gets up and mows everything down with a Gatling laser. And a 2-shot mini nuke.
Sneaky, but Gatling laser. Interesting.
Yeah, no, I would walk around with my sniper rifle, and then I would find something like a Gatling laser and go, ooh, this seems fun, and then just mow it down.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
I actually spent like 5 minutes just with 20 super mutants trying to kill me in West Tech, just in one room, and I was just mowing everything down with the Gatling laser because I had like 20 fusion cores on me.
Nice.
But
so you said that's your... Do you have another character then you're playing too?
Yes, I do.
Or?
I'm working on a character that's going to be a heavy weapons build. I believe you've seen the perk sheet for it.
Yeah.
Where it's going to be all focused on just throwing fire downrange. just murdering stuff in power armor.
Power armor then too?
With explosives and all the rapid fire stuff.
Well, now that grenade launchers are no longer considered shotguns in terms of perks, that could be pretty good.
Oh, yeah. I definitely want to see if I can find another 2-shot mini nuke launcher. Because let me tell you, that thing's fun.
Interesting.
Other than the mini nukes being 5 pounds apiece.
Yeah, but you only need one and then you get like 2 out of it, so.
True. Then you just have a 30-pound gun in your inventory with no ammo.
I've used that thing so many times with my other character. Just randomly just pull it out and use it.
So you're going to stick with the heavy stuff then going forward, though?
Yeah, for my new character. My old other character is just jack of all trades. He can hack it, he can pick it, he can shoot it.
So, yeah, Ariel is big on the melee and the shotguns. Daniel likes his heavy things.
I like everything. If I can use it, I will.
Whereas leveling up, I was really I started off wanting to do the sniper thing, and I used a hunting rifle for a long time until I learned the love of semi-automatic weapons.
Oh, I love my handmade rifle.
Oh, yeah, handmaids are, yep. When I got the handmade plans, finally, I think I made about 30 of them and then scrapped them all down for as many mods as I could get. But then when I hit level 50 and I did the Mayor for a Day quest and I got all rise, everything shifted. I didn't care about guns anymore. And I have ever since just been all about hitting stuff with giant heavy hammers. Currently, my main is an instigating plus 40% power attack and something else hammer. So instigating does double damage if the target's at full health, plus 40% power attack. So if I started off with a power attack, it just dies.
Plus you have the twisted muscles and probably whatever it is for the power armor.
Yeah, I've got the power armor mod that reduces AP requirements for power attacks. Doesn't seem to actually do anything. So I've tested it with and without, and it doesn't seem to make any difference. But yeah, I've got twisted muscles and all the perks and everything for two-handed melee, and that's just become my style. I carry a gun as a sidearm if I need to tag a scorch beast or something, but generally I just run around and slam hammers on things, and it's a lot of fun. For mutations, I am running twisted muscles, carnivore, healing factor, grounded.
Carnivore.
Yeah, carnivore's good just because you get the... I'm vegetarian in real life, carnivore in game. It's a power fantasy, Daniel. It's a power fantasy. No, because you can just eat raw meat off of anything that you kill and you don't have any of the negative side effects. And you get double the bonuses from it.
I mean, I have eaten a ghoul, so I can't really say anything.
I had rank 3 for a long time just because it was a ready food source. Then it became a hassle because you have to get out of your power armor if you want to eat things that you kill, so I stopped using it.
I used to be a cannibal, but then I had to get on my power armor and it was a whole thing.
Yeah, it was a hassle, yeah. But yeah, I've thought about starting another character to go for a full rifle build, and now with legendary hunting rifles being in the game, I might do that. But so far, I'm level 96 as of this morning, and I'm still really enjoying the melee life. I also don't do Scorch Beast Queen very much, so it's not really a big deal there. And when I do, I just run around and kill all the ads while everybody else DPSs down the Queen. So it's still useful. It's still helpful.
Just, no. Get one shot in on the Queen, then just ignore it.
Yeah, get your kill.
You definitely need to get more than. I've actually discovered a safe bet that you need to get 3 to 5% damage in on the queen to get anything out of it reward wise. You get the event rewards, but that's not worth it. You want to get the ultra sight stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
So you definitely need to whip out something, say a primed 10 millimeter submachine gun, and just shoot at it a couple of times, maybe 3, 4, 5 times.
Or
hit it once or
with
twice when it lands, and then just go around and have fun with the rest of the stuff.
Yeah, those are good advice. I was not aware of that.
Yeah,
a little percentage thing.
It's weird. It's very small, but you have to make a significant attempt to quote unquote kill the queen in order to reap the benefits. I think it might have been maybe something in that last patch in 2018 when they kind of fixed the area. They lowered the amount of enemies that spawn over there in conjunction with how many people are actually over there. So now it's a little bit more balanced. But I think
Less
they also
insane.
did something with the queen that makes you have to actually make an effort.
Oh, well, as an addendum then, focus on all the other stuff running around, but still put some damage on the queen if you want to get the rewards from the fight.
Boom.
I've had plenty of people tell me that melee people have no reason to be there, blah, 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 but
that's crap.
Yeah, if I'm running around killing all the other junk on the ground and you don't have to turn around every 30 seconds to kill something that's picking on your ankles, I'd say that's still pretty beneficial.
Exactly. And I run very heavy into melee. I have an instigating Grognex axe that I love. And I'll be right in her feet. I'll be smacking her in the head with my axe. Pay attention to me, you crazy psycho queen. Forget whoever said that. Melee, you do melee. You do you. All right? Don't let people put you down.
Just because
don't let that haters hate. You can do what you want.
Yeah, girl.
You go up and you hit the queen in the face as hard as you can, and you say, not today.
Not today.
Not on my watch.
No.
Slap her with your hammer.
You have just as much reason to be there as people with guns.
Yes.
But no, honestly, I do think as melee, when I'm in that area during that fight, I really do focus on all the trash just because you get more loot potentially if you want it.
Definitely do, especially with all of the scorched Mirelurk queens and the Mirelurk kings, and then the hermit crabs that randomly appear, and don't forget the Wendigo that shows up.
The pack of level 68 3-star legendary gulpers that just kind of randomly come out of nowhere.
Those ones are annoying. But sushi, everybody loves sushi. Right.
So yeah, you're not only getting all that stuff that they drop, but you also get a lot more XP out of it too. So even if you're I hit level 96 this morning before the servers came down, and I still like getting XP. There's no real benefit other than being able to move around some perk points and stuff, but you're getting more XP and you're getting more rewards out of it. So yeah, go in there with your hammer and mess stuff up.
Hammer time.
Hammer time.
Do you.
That's right. The wholesome message from us today. You do you.
Yeah. Don't let the haters get you down.
Right. Be the best you that you can be. And if that's you with a hammer, you be that.
And my axe.
And my bow.
I had too much coffee this morning.
I didn't have enough coffee this morning. We should probably move on.
That's some good lore. Speaking of lore.
Speaking of lore and segues.
Story!
A story, yeah.
Because Fallout 76 does have one.
Yeah, surprisingly, despite the fact that so many people railed on it for not having story, there's a lot of it there. It doesn't.
It's very disparate.
Yeah, it's not like New Vegas where it literally holds your hand and then pulls you from location to location around the game. But if you actually look for it and you stop to read notes and terminals and listen to the holo tapes, there's a lot of really, really good story and really awesome voice acting in the game.
Definitely.
It may be acting in this game
unconventional, but it's really good.
Yeah.
Speaking of voice acting, hey Bethesda, we'll voice act characters.
As we've displayed
hit us up.
As we've displayed constantly throughout this recording, we are professionals. And we would more
Duke has such good jokes. You should hire him just for the jokes.
Yeah. The regular laughing stock over here. But no, the story is there, and there's especially in building the feel for 76 is dark. Like the game is real dark, and I don't just mean the light levels when you're in the woods at night, but
like I said, guys, jokes.
I've got tons of them. But no, like the overall tone of the game. Sure, there's no humans left. West Virginia's in ruins, and figuring out what happened to everybody's part of it. But especially the survivor stories early on is one thing that you start to find, the little holotapes of recordings of what people lived through and dealt with. It gets pretty dark. It gets pretty sad.
Oh, yeah. They do a good job with the whole, like, hey, guys, you're the only survivors. Everybody else is dead. They dead. They real dead. They've been dead for the past 10 years dead.
But then not just that, though, then giving us, like, the what they were living through at the time before they died and how bad things were. I can't remember which holotape it was, but there's one of them where it's like a teenage boy pleading with his father, saying that he's going to be a better person and he's going to behave himself better.
That's Colonel from the responders.
Okay, there you go. And that was like, wow. Like the voice acting and the way that one was done was some dark stuff.
Gut wrenching.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, there's a lot of small stuff. There's a lot of interconnected stuff, but none of it's like overt out there in your face like the other games were.
Definitely.
Yeah,
it's less quest-based storytelling and more environmental storytelling.
Yeah, like you could stumble into the town of Huntersville and like pick up like hints here and there of like something malevolent, geez, tongue tie, malevolent. All right, cut that all out. Something malevolent is going on there, and you would never know about it unless you went to West Tech, the building. But then you'd go, and then if you'd never been to Huntersville, you would know about Huntersville, and it's really cool. But they're connected. Anyway,
well, that's what I was going to segue into. It was just I'm talking about some of the stuff that I mentioned that some of the holotapes, and I don't want to do too much spoilery stuff with some of the story in case people haven't gotten into it yet. Two that my favorite ones in the game were Mistress of Mysteries.
Yes.
Not only is it an excellent quest line in the game, but man, the way that wraps up and the story that's around that quest is it's just damn good.
Wow. Yeah, the end. I just remembered the end and I was like, oh, and I got a shiver down my spine. Cool.
Mm-hmm. And then
I know a lot of people complaints about that quest, but it was so good. Like you knew they were going to be dead. You knew they were going to be dead, but the way everybody's they died.
Dead. Oof.
Right. Oof. Big oof.
Like right in the feels. Right in the feels.
I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, it's a good one. If you haven't done Mistress of Mysteries, excellent story there.
Good.
But like real fast, not spoiling it, but where is he? More content? ? Anyway, continue.
Mm-hmm. Probably. Hope so. And then my other one, it's not really a solid story within the game, but again, trying to stay as spoilery free as possible, leading up to when you enter the Enclave's bunker.
Yeah.
Everything with the senator and his daughter, and all of that, all the notes and the terminal entries and the diary stuff, and the notes pinned on the wall and stuff was just cool backstory for the Enclave. But just those two characters and living what they lived, it was really, really good storytelling. Again, that you wouldn't see if you weren't paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
Charleston, all the storytelling around Charleston, like what happened to the dam, why the river's gone.
Yes.
Yep.
Very interesting stuff. That's kind of main quest related, isn't it?
A little bit.
Yeah,
I think a lot of it's
reading the terminals and like the DMV or whatever.
Yeah, because you can do like the one terminal entry to continue the quest, but there's a lot more you can select.
Oh my god, the DMV though, like
that whole quest where you have to like
Frustration
get your birth
Simulator
certificate
2019
or whatever.
I haven't done that. I
Yeah.
haven't done any of that yet, but we stumbled into the DMV and like just reading all the terminals and like getting the backstory on how corrupt the government. Oh my gosh. It was just so beautiful.
Just wait until you actually do that quest, because they
hilarious.
perfectly encapsulate what it's like to actually wait in line at the DMV.
Oh my God, what? Oh, I've heard about that. Yes, I've heard about that.
It's
I'm
brilliant.
waiting for a friend from Australia to finally get to do it with.
But yeah, it's really good. And again, the flavor of the little story stuff and the way that you get treated by the Mr. Handy bots that are running the desk. It's a perfect parallel to reality. Somebody at Bethesda had a bad experience at the DMV and replicated it in the game really nicely. But, Charleston, that's a good one, Daniel. That's some really good stuff there. All the cities, like all the little towns, you can walk into any random house and find a note or a terminal entry or a holotape, and you get a little tiny bit of story about maybe just that house.
So, my favorite like story-based quest, I guess, would have to be Cold Case.
Yeah.
Just because it was like really moving, because it had like a really deep, dark, meaningful story that you didn't kind of expect to be there. You just thought, oh, well, a kid got snatched at a water park. No. It is so much deeper than that.
Or you figure,
Yeah,
he
that.
got killed in the nukes and then he's just crazy. But no.
Oh my gosh. It's just so good. It's just so good. And then you feel for a robot. Like, I have never, well, that's a lie. Thanks, Bethesda, for, giving me Nick Valentine. I've felt for a robot before. You just kind of, you get really emotional. Like, I had a weird emotional connection to Rose. She's just too cool.
And some of her little, as you go through all of her content and her quest line, some of the offhanded comments that she makes about how she's used to be a Miss Nanny and she still has some of her programming in there.
Yeah.
Like if you hang around her for too long, she says that she wants to give you a bath, but that sounds disgusting to her. Little things like that.
Yeah. No, she's definitely a peach. And then poor Miss Annie with the Cold Case. That's so sad. I don't know. They're really good. And the way some of these characters are written too, like even the robots that have character, the two random Vlad and, oh God, what's his girlfriend's name? The two random encounter robots, the Mr. Handy and the Miss Nanny unit that like you can run into, and they're bickering back and forth like an old married couple.
I have not run into them.
Speaking of like
God, they're so cute.
random robot stuff, that lumberyard near the vault. If you listen to the robots, like they're programmed to like just hate trees.
Nice.
They have like dialogue about how they have to like kill all the trees or something like that, which is just brilliant.
Little bits of flavor. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Speaking of random robots too, I ran into Mr. Veterinarian for the first time the other day.
Oh.
It's just a Mr. Handy that's got a bunch of stray cats following him around.
Oh, yeah. I've definitely ran into them too.
And you can't interact with him. You can't do anything. But I saw him and I thought, there's my pet vendor. He's going to give me a stray cat.
Yes.
And no, he didn't give me a stray cat.
It'll be eventual. Don't you worry.
Oh, apparently there's a whole bunch of random encounters throughout the game.
There's so many, and they're all awesome. I've like deactivated a nuke. That was cool. You just have to pick the right wire.
Apparently it's randomized.
It is. There's like specific areas. So one that's really one that I know for sure is at the ice cream place that's over kind of in the forest that's up closer to Grafton. It's like there's like a little ice cream stand on the side of a road that has an encounter space right next to it. So that's a good one. That one has.
I don't know if I've even been there.
Oh, it's nice. It's in between my camp and Grafton. That's the only way I know it, because my camp is all the way northwest. I feel like this was kind of a trial run to see if they could do what they wanted to do with it, and I think they did it.
Oh, yeah. I think going forward, too, especially this as being sort of a, I hate to use the word beta test because of the state of the game, but a beta test for doing online components to future games. Like, I'm very, very convinced that we'll probably see an online something for the next Elder Scrolls.
Oh, definitely. That would be nice, though, whenever that happens in like 15 years.
I've read some reports that people think it might actually come out the end of this year or early next year. So
I can see early next year. That might be feasible.
It'll be early next year.
Yeah, that might be feasible.
But anyway,
Not like Starfield anyway, like early next year, I think. Definitely.
I don't even think that's gonna happen. I think that's supposedly coming out before we get another Elder Scrolls game. That's the timeline I thought. But I digress.
Yeah.
Anyway, so stories, they're there if you look for them, and you don't have to feel beholden to completing whatever quest that is the main of the game to get story there. Look for it, it's there, and it's everywhere.
Can you indulge me for like a second? I really think that a lot of the story and the content that you find is really overlooked by people who like to speed run games. And not that that's a bad thing at all, but like I just on the Wikia page for the cold case quest, they have examples like from the game of the letters that were written, and there's like one that's just so sad and scared because you're getting like this letter from this perspective of this child, and like it's just so gut-wrenching. Like, how can you say that there's no story and yet here it is? I'm okay, sorry. Done being passionate. No. I'm indulged.
No, I think the devil's advocate side of that I see is that, because I've had this exact same discussion with people on Discord, is that because it doesn't have the typical classic power fantasy hero journey of coming out of the vault and you're a nobody, and a couple hours later you're running a faction and you're this feared all-powerful beast throughout the wasteland, or you're trying to hunt down person A, because that apparently is the only story Bethesda knows how to tell with Fallout, is you're leaving the vault trying to find a person. It doesn't have that, and that's what people's complaint was. It doesn't feel like an RPG because it doesn't have an RPG story to it. It doesn't let me live out my power fantasy of my character is this or that through the story or through the NPCs or what have you.
Yeah.
And it's because you have to work for the story. Some people, I shouldn't say people as a whole, some people just didn't get that. And the game is not about that. It's more about the world and living in the world, which they flesh out, as we've been saying, so beautifully with the world itself. It's there if you look for it.
Yeah.
So I can see where people that just don't want that kind of game, or it's not my Fallout or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's not your Fallout. That doesn't mean it's bad. It's just a different way of doing it.
It is. I agree with you. And like, I hate to say it, and people are probably going to hate me for it, but like, if you feel that way, you're not the target market. Like, they're hitting who they need to hit with this. I don't want a role of power game. Like, that's not my RPG. My RPG is I'm playing a role. I don't know what role that is, but like, I don't have a power fantasy. I just want to have fun. I want to make people happy. I hated 4 for the fact that it pitted me up against all these different factions. I wanted everybody to be happy, and that's why I've never finished the game. It's because like it puts you at that point where you have to pick one over the other, and that's not who I am as a person. So I could never get into that. But this is brilliant, and thank you for doing this. I really appreciate it, and thank you so much, Bethesda. And that's thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Well,
no, I kind of feel the same. Go ahead.
Yeah, I like the old games because I like the whole like you go in, you're one person and you forge your own destiny, and you decide the fate of the wastelands. I didn't like 4 because you had too much of a backstory that you had to follow.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't mind the power fantasy. I don't mind the, you're a random person equal to everybody else. And to some extent, I don't think Fallout 76 bridged that gap as well as it could have, to where there's like random stuff you can do and all that. And it's like, it feels a real, like they tried to balance the power fantasy of the old games with the online gameplay of other games.
Yeah, I can kind of see that, 'cause especially when you hit when you kind of get done with the quests and you kind of get done with what you can find story wise, and you do reach a point where I don't run into any single encounter with any concern.
Yeah.
I'm not worried that I'm going to get killed by a thing, or that maybe I can't kill this thing. But that's just because with the persistence of the online game, there's always going to be an end game. There's always going to be that point where you are an unkillable god, and that's just the nature of the beast. But so yeah, you're right that they did balance that a little bit in. You're coming out of the vault. You are special in that regard, and you have literally this entire wasteland as your playground to build and reap whatever destruction you want to reap if that's your style. So there's that. So yeah, no, I agree with that totally.
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing a lot of Elite Dangerous lately, where you're just a guy in a Sidewinder, and you just do stuff. There's no overarching real story, where I'm at right now. You just kind of do stuff, and that's cool. But when you go to Bethesda, it's kind of like Fallout 76. It's there's a quest, there's a story, but once you've done that, there's not really anything to do.
Yeah.
There's not the little you are the main character, even if you're not the main character, as opposed to.
You do have to make your own fun, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I just thought of this really weird analogy. I feel from my perspective, because I'm a different sort of gamer. I'm a woman. I have different
That's
desires.
a very different sort of gamer.
I know, right?
Oh
what?
My goodness. Wow.
I have a whole bunch of different desires that I want to see come out of video games. Specifically, I like story, and I like relationship building, and I like making friends, and I like everyone being happy. I like happy endings. I don't like cut and dry, and I feel a lot of Bethesda and a lot of RPGs in general have this X plus Y equals the end, and I want a more open-ended sort of video game where you can have X plus X plus X times Y divided by 7 equals one ending, but then you've also got X plus 73,000 minus Y to get another ending. I think I really want to see something more like that, and I really hate to say it, but I miss you, BioWare. I miss you so much. Please come back for me, please. I want this rich connection between all of the different characters that I'm seeing. Normal humans interact. I want to hate people. I want to like some people. I want to have people that obviously they look at you and they're like, who the hell are you? Who do you think you are? And I didn't get that in Fallout 4. I didn't feel that. I liked a lot of the background story, but I didn't like how it was a set story. I don't know. And it is what it is. I'm really just liking Fallout 76 for what it is. I went into it without any expectations, and I'm still enjoying it without any expectations because I'm trying to just let loose and have fun with a whole bunch of people that I never knew prior to this game. So big thanks for that too. I have a lot of really great people now.
Yeah, that's kind of my take on it is I didn't have any expectations going into it, and they took the stuff I really liked about 4, which was being able to explore and just kind of randomly go wherever you want to go and building stuff. And that's what was my favorite stuff about 4 was just exploring and building.
I agree.
And that's what 76 is to me, is being able to explore and build without having to completely ignore the main story that I didn't care about anyway from the beginning. So yeah. It's good. Anyway, let's wrap this up, shall we? We kind of sidetracked off of our story discussion there. Kind of sidetracked there at the end, but long story short, there is story. Just look for it, and it's pretty darn good. In classic fashion, we'll wrap things up with some shout outs and some social stuff. Ariel, where can people find you online? I know you're streaming now.
I am. You can find me on Twitch. It's Ariel Has Fins. Like the mermaid, yes. I've also changed all of my social handles to match that. No underscores or nothing. We fancy now. You can find me there. I also have a website coming out soon, and you could find all of my art and some Twitch stuff there. Sweet.
eventually I will get that information on our website once we get our little who we are page put together. But yeah, for now, Ariel has fins on all the things, and that is her. And Daniel, I think you gave up on streaming because of a poor internet connection the other day. But where can people find you?
I am Daniel Son Carter everywhere. Everywhere.
Bum, bum, bum.
On Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Reddit.
So you're not going to stream anymore, though?
I might, depending, because we're looking at moving soon. So if I have a good internet connection there,
you can catch fiber.
Me streaming.
Just go for the fiber.
Yeah, one of the places we were looking at was going to have fiber.
Fiber.
Nice.
I miss it so much. We moved to this house.
So I might have 100 up and 100 down, which will be
Just that.
For like $50 a month. Like, we're not going fancy.
Fancy, yeah. But so again, I will get all those links on our website for everybody. And you can find me here. I don't really use the socials very much, but you can certainly reach out via our website or outofthevaultshow.com and outofthevaultshow@gmail.com, Out of Vault Show on Twitter. Ariel, what's our Instagram?
Out of the Vault Show on Instagram.
Cool. We will start using that more too.
And speaking of uploading, shoutouts, YouTube, all that, we are finally uploading stuff to YouTube. No thanks to Duke.
No thanks to me whatsoever, because I hate YouTube with a fiery hot passion. But Daniel,
also your CPU is awful.
Yeah, I can't render
your CPU.
No, it's terrible. When it takes
like
me,
how long does it take you to render like one of our episodes?
Okay, so we got a 45-minute episode rendered into an MP4, which just has a static image with it. Last time I tried was 4.5 hours.
It took me 20 minutes.
Yeah. So Daniel's doing that for us. He's going to be getting stuff up on our YouTube, which we don't have a fancy YouTube link for yet because we don't have a lot of followers. But you can find it on our website, upper right-hand corner, the main page. There's all of our social links. You'll find it up there.
Yeah, we got episode 1 up, episode 2 up, patch notes for December 4th, patch notes for December 11th, and more today and tomorrow.
Nice. We will be eventually caught up and on top of things. We also have our Discord page on the website there, too. If you follow the little Discord link, you can come visit us on our Discord and say hello. We might be moving the social aspect of our Discord over to Ariel's server, The Vault, simply because they have a lot of really awesome people over there that are really active all times a day. And I think introducing what we're doing more to that would be pretty cool.
We're encroaching on 500 super active members throughout PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. So it's actually a really great place to come if you don't have friends for the Wasteland.
Yeah, I think we'll get that link changed.
At all.
Right? I'm an adult. I don't make friends in real life, so the internet's the only place I go. We'll get that link switched over on the website to the Vault instead of this server, simply because we don't have a lot of people here, and the people that we do are awesome, no doubt. But it'd be nice to get the community built with an already big community behind it. So, any other shout outs, guys, before we shut this down?
Shout out to the new Tranquility Watch on Bethesda.net.
Tranquility Watch. Oh, this thing.
Get out of here.
Leave it to Daniel to shout out some merch.
Send me some money so I can buy more merch, guys.
That actually looks pretty cool.
God.
It's only $60 though.
I do need more computer parts, so.
Listen.
I just bought more RAM.
And without further ado,
I downloaded my RAM. That is it for this episode. Thank you for sticking with us if you're still here. It's a long, weird, rambly one. Most of it will be edited out and put into a blooper reel at some point. But as always, stay safe, stay tuned, and most importantly, stay sexy. We will catch you next time.
All right, so we stop in now.